Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for hopping on. Okay, a couple quick reminders, and then I'm going to turn it over to Victoria because for the next 4 weeks, this week and 3 more, Victoria is going to take us through some amazing training. She's sharing what she is learning with her Limitless Life coaching. And I have to just say again, like kudos to her for investing so much in her personal growth and development because it benefits the whole team, right? Because when we're learning something, we can share it with the group and everyone grows and learns. So thank you so much, Victoria. I'm super pumped to hear what you have to share tonight. And you guys can, like, if you love tonight, which you will, just, show up the next 3 weeks in a row and you're going to hear even more. And she's going to build upon it each week. So I am really excited to have her kind of taking the helm for the next several weeks. But just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder that we do have Stories of Hope tomorrow night. We are doing a Steal the Deal in there from 8:30 to 9. So I was just saying before we started recording, amazing job to everyone who has been inviting and adding people. We have 152 people in there. I know we can have 200 people in there before the event drops tomorrow night. I'm 100% sure there's like 60 names of people that have been invited that haven't accepted yet. So nudge them, send it again tomorrow. Just pop into all the people you invited and send the link and say, don't forget this is tonight. Okay. We're going to have lots of amazing deals, not just the corporate deals, but we're going to be sweetening them with some extra deals on top. And it is for prospects. Okay. So this is not for current team. Absolutely all of you be inviting, but it is for prospects. So a perfect opportunity to message your fence sitters and people that, just haven't pulled the trigger yet and get them there because they're going to come for the deals, but they're also going to see all the stories, right? Like all the amazing stories that you guys have been, the videos, all the things. So it's going to be just a huge value added to them as they get to experience a little bit what our community is about. So I'm going to turn it over to Victoria. Let me make you the host and then you can go. All right. So let me know if that worked, Victoria. You good? Okay. Take it away.
All right. Okay. Thank you guys. So as Brittany was mentioning, this training is amazing. And I just want to share with you what I'm going to share tonight and the next few weeks is all through High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard, which I know we've mentioned before. So Melissa is actually a high performance coach. She is certified. She went through the whole course, and all of his stuff is science-based, research-based about habits and things like that. So just want to let you know, like, it's not, just fluff. Like this is legit stuff. So I'm super excited to share it with you because not only is it going to be applicable for your business and with Plexus, but also just in all areas of life. So with that being said, tonight, what I want to talk to you guys about is just gaining clarity around your goals, your dreams, your vision, and also what you can do to make them a reality. Okay. So before I do that, I just want to preface with when we talk about goals and dreams and things like that, for me personally, the main thing for me is prayer, right? I have to be aligned with just prayer and purpose, and also with what my dreams are saying, what my dreams are. So I have to be aligned in that. I do that through prayer every morning and journaling. But what I'm going to talk to you about is not all that. Okay. It is going to be, like I said, more habits based and just things that you can put into practice. So okay, I asked you guys in the chats to come with your vision boards or at least look at them or think about, if you don't have a vision board, think about what your dreams, your hopes, your goals are. What do you dream of? What do you dream of in your future? Whether that is 6 months from now, 1 year from now, 3 years from now, just think about that. Okay, what are some dreams that you have? Maybe it's more time freedom. Maybe it's more financial freedom, that maybe you're able to give more, or maybe you want, certain things like a pool, or you want to upgrade your car. You want to be able to, give back to people, maybe a new house. Okay. Brittany said that her and Adam were just dreaming about traveling the country with kids and taking 3 to 4 months to do that. Like, that's amazing, right? So I will say that plexus has really encouraged me to dream big. I never have really been a big dreamer. It's just kind of been like, this is how life is. This is, the norm of our society. And I just kind of am going to follow along this path, right? I'm very content where I'm at. But what I want to say is that, when we have these dreams, sometimes they can seem so big that they don't really feel tangible, right? They don't really seem like they might be 100% possible. And I know for myself, like I find myself a lot of times hoping that things will happen. Okay. But what I want to tell you guys, and we're going to talk about tonight, is when we gain clarity around these dreams, you guys, it is possible. And if you need to borrow hope and you need to borrow belief, then just do that. Okay. You can borrow belief and borrow hope, because I truly believe that, the Lord wants us to step into that next level of life. And whether it be, like I said, in life, in our business, I truly believe that humans were not designed to just stay stagnant, right? We were made to grow and be better and share that with other people. So when we have this desire and we have this desire to up level and dream big, okay, a lot of times our brains and our humanness will tell us again that this is not possible. And when that happens, a lot of times what we do is we start getting distracted by maybe scrolling or buffering, as we call it. Like, for example, organizing your house, or, I'll do the laundry before I have to do this one thing. And obviously laundry and organizing, like those are important things, right? And a lot of us are moms and we have to take care of our kids and all of that. But if we're truly honest with ourselves, when we are reaching for big goals or big dreams, we will allow ourselves to get distracted by all the other little things. Okay. So just think about that, or put them in the comments if you have found yourself doing that, because I know for me, I definitely have. All right. So what I want to do tonight, again, is just gain that clarity so that we can just let the distractions go. Okay. I want to help you guys wake up to those dreams, because honestly, you have these dreams and we have gifts and we have visions for a reason. Okay. And I truly and wholeheartedly believe that what we have to offer through our products, through this business, like, people need this. People do want this. Yes, we might receive lots of no's, but there are so many people that truly, truly will benefit from this. And with that, right, your health benefits, your family can benefit. Like, there's so many levels of positivity when we think full picture. Okay. So tonight, let's show up ready, you guys. I want you to open your hearts and your minds. And I want you guys to just be open to dreaming big, and be open to just, think about those things that are placed on your heart. What do you visualize your life looking like? Again, 6 months from now, a year from now, 3 years from now, whatever it may be. All right. So how do we make these dreams a reality? Somebody put in the comments or unmute. Like, how do we take these desires and make them actually happen? Anyone? Nobody. Do the things. Action. Yes. One day at a time. Okay. All right. Okay.
No idea.
I don't know who said that, but I love
Are
your
they
honesty.
tomatoes?
I love it. Okay. So what makes these a reality? Oh, gosh, this really, do you?
You're in charge of the muting, Victoria.
Oh, shoot.
Sorry.
Okay, hold on. You're fine.
Yeah.
I was like, tomatoes. That's an interesting. Okay, hold on. Brooke, I'm muting you. Okay. Okay, so those are all great. Manifestation. Yes, Christy, that's so good. Okay. But the number one thing that will truly help our dreams become a reality is by setting goals. Okay. And so right now, maybe you're thinking of a 5-year goal and you don't really know what to do, but you have to break it down into smaller chunks and set smaller goals, right? I call it reverse engineering. So if this is where you want to be 5 years from now, break it down. Okay. And so goals. And I know that a lot of us sometimes have a hard time setting specific goals, and I have been there. Sometimes I still struggle with that. But you guys, goals help bring clarity to our vision, to our dreams, okay? And a lot of times I think what happens is we're afraid to set goals because sometimes we don't reach them in our timeline, right? In our timeline. And that's okay. Just like John Maxwell says, for those that are reading Fail Forward, it's okay if it doesn't happen in our timeline, like just keep going, right? So a lot of times too, we might let off the gas before the big breakthrough. All right. So just be reflecting as you think about your dreams and your visions. Okay. Maybe you haven't met a goal in your timeline. That's okay. But also maybe you've let off the gas before your huge breakthrough. All right. And then what I want us to work on tonight too is thinking about operating out of our future self. Okay. So yes, it's really good to be present and find joy in all that we have, right? And to be grateful. Absolutely. I want each and every one of us to be in the moment. But I also would encourage us all to think about, as we're thinking about our dreams and our goals, okay, to think about our future self. So if you can all just take a minute and maybe, like I said, just think whatever dream comes in your head. Maybe it's, like I said, timeline doesn't matter. Everyone is going to be different. But just think about that and think about your future self. Okay. Do you have a future identity that is related to this goal? Like, who is that person? Once you've reached that goal or that dream, who is that person? All right. And this is where a lot of people fail because they don't envision themselves as that person who's mastered the habit to become that person. I'm going to say this again, okay? People will often fail because they have never, ever envisioned themselves as that actual person who's mastered the habits to become that person. Okay? And yes, this takes habits. Okay? They've accepted in their mind, this is who I am. Right? But the person who you are now is not going to be the person that reaches your goals and your dreams. It's just not. I think Megan Milakovic used this analogy one time where she said, when you get a new couch, you don't leave your old couch there. You have to be willing to say goodbye to your old couch to make room for the new couch. Same kind of a thing when we are setting our goals and thinking about our future, you have to be willing to let your old self go to make room for the new. Okay. This process is all about becoming. Okay. It is a process. The current you to become the future you needs both growth and failure, right? Those go hand in hand. Again, if you're reading Failing Forward, he says that all the time, right? Growth and failure and getting outside your comfort zone. Okay. So I want you guys to visualize here for a second. And I won't make you get all kumbaya-ish here, but if you want to close your eyes, you can. Okay. And I want you to think about your future self and the goals that you have and the dreams that you have that are on your heart and your desires. Okay. So visualize that for a second. Okay. Your future you in that moment is so bright and so full of possibility. That future you knows that it's possible. That future you has even more knowledge than you do today, has so much more wisdom to give. That future you is confident. That future you is not avoiding anything. And that future you is not micro quitting now. Okay, so if micro quitting, right, is about like saying, just quitting little things here and there, right? Little things. Okay. So what would the future you be like when you reach that goal? And if anyone wants to unmute and share, I'd love to hear, like, what are some thoughts that came to your head? Maybe it's habits you have in place. Maybe it's characteristics. Maybe it's what people say about your leadership. Does anyone want to unmute and share if anything came to your mind? Quiet bunch here tonight.
I'll share.
Thanks,
Um,
Amy.
Mine is scary because I don't know that it's in my DNA. But my future self is focused and driven and organized, follows through with things, and doesn't let laundry distract or allowed laundry to be the procrastination method. And that's hard for me. That's something I really struggle with, is allowing myself to be distracted.
Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
I resonate with that. And actually, my husband and I had a conversation about that a couple months ago, and he refused to accept my answer that was similar to yours. He's like, I don't accept that. You can do better.
I like it.
Yes. So thank you for sharing. But yes, and I would love to share a little, we'll share more on the next several calls about like actual habits, because I'm somebody that also struggles with like staying focused and getting distracted by lots of things. And so I can't wait to share more on that. Okay. But you guys, our life gets better now when you dream and think about the future and your future self. Okay. It's exciting, right? It should be so exciting to think about the future and all that is to come, and hopeful. Okay. So now I want to flip it real quick to the other side of things. Is anyone afraid to dream, or maybe doesn't know how, or afraid to set goals? If you just want to put in the comments like a 1, or if you are afraid to set goals sometimes or really dream big. Does anybody have fears around that? Fear of failure. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So when we're afraid to dream of the future and we have those fears that set in, our body truly matches that feeling, right? Maybe we feel a little despair. Maybe we start to feel a little anxious. Maybe we feel unworthy. Okay. And these feelings and emotions are so, so powerful. Okay. Maybe we feel like we have no purpose in what we're doing. Those emotions are so powerful. So I want you guys to ask yourself, when those come up, like, what is your brain offering you? And is it serving you to believe it? If your brain is telling you something, is it serving you to believe it? Okay. So this is the core of our faith, because when you believe in a hopeful future, literally the cells and your immune system respond to this. Okay. But when we operate out of fear, our brain is trying to protect us, and our actions will follow, right? We'll stay inside that really, really that comfortable place, our comfort zone. Okay. And a lot of times our actions will follow through micro quitting, or like Christy said, like being afraid to fail. So you don't take risks, you don't try to grow. All right. So we have to decide on purpose what to think, not just hope. We literally have to declare it and decide. Okay. Like today I was at Dick's Sporting Goods with Aiden, and it, like, I don't know, this is so silly, but he like grabbed this ball and he went up to this basketball hoop that obviously like I couldn't even make the basket. I mean, this is like a standard size, super tall. Without any hesitation, he thinks he can make this basket. Like there was zero, I mean, he was confident. He's like, Mom, watch me, I'm gonna make this. And he tried to shoot it, and obviously he didn't make it, but like zero hesitation. We need to have that kind of mindset when we're reaching for those big goals that look so far up. Like, just go for it, just try it. What's the worst that can happen, right? He was so confident. It was so cute. But our thoughts become things. So again, we just have to decide. So what I would say, my one call of action to you guys this next week is I want you guys to create a hopeful sentence or a declaration, or some people call them affirmations. Okay. It can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 10, whatever you want. And I want you to post it somewhere, because as you see that and as you are reminded, you will feel the hope literally rising in your body. Okay. And when this happens, again, actions will follow. Okay. Actions will follow. All right, so let's get back to goals. When you're thinking about your goal, I want you guys to ask yourself, is this goal or activity something that you are passionate about? Would you enjoy doing this and feel proud about it no matter what? Like, would you do this goal? Like, would you reach for this goal regardless of money, regardless of status, recognition, or power? Okay. And I know that it's okay. It's okay if your goal is financial. That is fine. Okay. That is okay. It doesn't, I think there's a balance between having intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, but definitely just ask yourself. It's just something to get curious around. Okay. And then ask yourself, is this goal or activity something that will lead to a useful outcome for me? Will I get something useful in life out of doing this? And I can put these questions in the chat. They're just good questions, like I said, just to kind of think about and gain that clarity around your goal, around your purpose, around your mission. Why are you doing this? Okay. So we've got to commit to the outcome. That's where the goal setting comes in. We need to commit to new thoughts. So write that hopeful thought out, right? We need to commit to action. Okay, we need to increase the outputs that matter. And I'm going to talk about that here in just a second. All right, so we need to commit to the outcome versus being committed to trying. And I may step on some toes here, and I'm guilty of this too, but I really want to encourage you, if you are somebody that says, I will try to do that, take that out of your vocabulary. It should not be a part of your vocabulary, like for a goal, right? You will not try. If you are just going to try, it's probably not going to happen. You have to commit. Trying is like leaving a back door open. Okay. And I've been there. Oh, I'll try. I will hope that it happens. No, you've got to come up with a plan. Okay. So this is again where you ask yourself, is it well worth it? Is it worth it to show up every single day? Because it's so much easier to show up every single day than it is every once in a while. Okay. Because if something matters to you, you will do it daily, right? Like, it is my goal to raise children who are kind and compassionate and disciples and all of that. And I'm going to show up every single day. And I might not do it 100% my best every single day, but I still show up and do it, right? I can't clock out of that. So it has to matter to you so much more so that you do it daily and not just once a week or not just once a month or not from the 28th to the 31st. Right? Okay. I've got 5 minutes here. I'm almost done. All right. So like I said, consistency, right? We talked about consistency compounds. All right. We have to eliminate distractions and again, make sure that we can commit and decide that we're really going to go after something, okay? That it really matters to us and that we're willing to show up daily. Because if you're unwilling to show up daily, then you have to have an honest conversation with yourself and maybe it's a different goal then, and that's okay. But whatever your goal is, you have to be willing to show up daily, okay? So that being said, okay, I'm looking at my time. Really quick, I'm going to breeze through because before I show you something, I'm going to share my screen to talk about setting those actions and setting goals and gaining clarity around that. I really quick want to go through 5 reasons that you might not be taking action on your goals, okay? And a lot of this comes from emotion. So there's five reasons you might not be taking action. The first one is confusion. Maybe you don't know what to do or you don't know where to start. And I've been through every single one of these emotions at some point or another. I will just tell you. The second one is overwhelm. There's too much to do. This is too intense, right? Overwhelm is a choice, Brittany always says. Okay, so confusion, overwhelm. The third one is self-doubt and asking yourself, can I really do this? Am I good enough? But that goes back to, are you thinking about yourself now, or are you thinking about your future self? Because your future self would tell you that you could do it. Then the fourth one is fear. And asking yourself, what if I fail? What if something goes wrong? And then the fifth one is fatigue. Maybe you just don't want to do it. You don't feel like it. And that could be on so many levels, right, guys? We're all human. We all have other lives outside of plexus, moms, like grief, all the things. And so it might just be fatigue as well. And that, that can be different seasons. Okay. So those I just thought were interesting things to share. So how do we get out of this, right? It is figuring out the opposite emotion. So instead of confusion, choose clarity. Instead of self-doubt, choose confidence. Instead of fatigue, choose determination and energy. Okay. And then identify that belief that you will make your goal happen. That's taking that new thought and also finding evidence for that belief, right? Like that you can do the things, that you can get into action that proves your new thought is true. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to share my screen. I'll check the chat in a minute, you guys. Sorry. Okay, can you guys see this? All right. Look at all these distractions up here. Okay, so what I want to share with you guys is this is about getting clear on your goals. And one of the things that Melissa Eichenhorst had us all do was she had us create a 6-month goal. So obviously we have, I have bigger goals for a year from now, 3 years from now, but she had us think about a 6-month goal. And then she had us think about, okay, so for example, let's say, I'm going to not give a plexus example right now, but let's say somebody's goal is to write a New York Times bestseller. What is the number one output that will move the needle forward? Every single day, it is to actually write, right? And then there are 5 other things that an author can do to make sure that this happens. They can actually finish writing the book. They can get an agent, or they can self-publish. They can start blogging, posting to get an email list. They can create a book promo, right? Get 5 to 10 people with big email lists to promote their book. So those are all other things that will support their goal of creating a New York Times bestseller. But the number one output every single day that they must do, no matter what, is to actually write. They must actually write every single day. Okay. The other one that I liked is, hold on, let me go down. Okay. This is silly, but becoming an astronaut, right? Like, yes, you can graduate with a bachelor's degree. You need to apply for a job at NASA. You need to probably move to Houston. You need to do all these things. But the number one thing that somebody needs to do to become an astronaut is to actually go to school and do the work every day. So this is my second call to action for you guys for this week is I want you to think of your 6-month goal. Okay, so maybe it's that you want to promote somebody to, you could do silver, you could do gold, whatever it is. You want to promote somebody. What is the number one thing that will move the needle forward? And that could be in communication with Sally daily. Again, I can post these in the chat just because I know we're running out of time, but maybe it is for you. Maybe it's that you have a goal to rank up. So break it down. I would say if you have a goal for yourself to rank up, we've talked about this how many times, but I would be doing 2 asks a day. That should be your number one output. Yes, there are other things that you can be doing to help make that happen, but it has to be like before your head hits the pillow, that's what you do. And if that's the only thing you do that day, then you did your number one output, but you cannot skip your number one output. The last thing I want to show you guys, a lot of times we think when we are talking about reaching goals and having clarity around them and dreams and all of that, showing up daily, this is what we think that it means, but this is what it actually can, like, it doesn't have to be this. Okay. Today, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are my days with Aiden. Tuesday, Thursdays, he goes to the babysitter, I work. Now, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I still do 2 asks a day. There are still things I do every day, but it's not this every day. Okay. I want you guys to keep that in mind. So limit the distractions, gain clarity, right? I want you guys to write your hopeful sentence, share them in the chat. And then also I want you guys to share these, and I can share the Canva link because I've made this for some people on my team too. And I really encourage you to take time to think about that. And if you have questions about what the other 5 charted moves would be, just let me know, because there are several other examples in our group with Melissa that I can share for you guys based on your goals. So, but keep the number one output. You guys, it's not about more to achieve your goals. It's just about gaining that clarity and knowing your mission and getting rid of the distractions. So I cannot wait to share with you guys more next week.
This was awesome, Victoria. Thank you so much. The visuals are super helpful. Let's do the homework, guys. So a hopeful affirmation. And real quick, could you give an example like of what one might be, just to kind of get our brains going?
Oh my gosh, I'm on the spot. Okay. I have some, well, okay. So mine is a question, more of a question. Okay. So what's possible if you let yourself experience fear? So for me, it's more like questions. And then if not now, when? If not me, then who? Be the one now. Like it could honestly be anything. Or like, yeah, thinking about your future self. What does that person look like? Like I'm a leader who serves well, and I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Just something that when you think of your future self reminds you to be hopeful and become that person.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. I think that will help us as we think about it. So write your hopeful affirmation, declaration, whatever you want to call it. And let's all figure out what's our number one output. So for that goal, that person you want to become, what's the number one thing? And I love the idea of just having it in front of you every day, like on a sticky note, on your whiteboard, whatever when you sit down to do your Plexus stuff, have it in front of you so you see it. So when your brain's like, squirrel, just check in on customers, do the easy things. It's like, no, this is the number one output. It has to happen first. So this was so good. Thank you, Victoria. Can't wait for the next 3. Thank you guys for being on. Have an awesome week.